similarly with the food, because, like, when Republicans were the party of big business, they were the ones who supported, allowing food companies to economize their products in ways that degraded their health value. And, it was the Republicans who supported American businesses, off which those positions have flipped. And I think it's because when you get right down to it, nobody actually believes anything or has any real convictions. They just, at least the people you see on TV, the people who go into politics, the process of rising to a position where I'm going to see you on TV makes you into the kind of person who doesn't hold strong convictions, right? The process of strong convictions, right? The process of rising through the ranks shapes you into the kind of person who will just let yourself be blown about by the political winds. You should be ashamed of yourself. Now, how can I talk to you when I'm the one who sees you on TV? Am I just talking to the screen like a madman? Fun fact, I'm going 90 miles an hour. It's hard to watch my speed when there aren't many other vehicles around for reference. And that's the kind of thing where, if I weren't streaming, I would just look at my speedometer and silently note that I'm going way too fast. But, the amusement value of it is compounded by my sharing it with you. Because I get to say it, and I get to hear myself saying it, and I get to remember how funny it was when I said it. That's why I'm going so fast. Because the cars in front of me are all going fast. Yeah, it is actually a state law. You should keep right unless you're passing. And I'm not exactly passing, but occasionally when I had my hair long in a ponytail and I worked at Whole Foods, people would call me ma'am. So I feel like I could have passed by taking that path. And in retrospect, I kind of regret that I never took the opportunity to, blow up at a customer for calling me ma'am and just have, a total hysterical meltdown, how dare you misgender me? But I really liked that job, and I wouldn't have wanted to make a scene. And yeah, I think most of the time I was at Whole Foods, I had a beard. And, I grew it out pretty long. And I never got misgendered when I had the beard. It was, no one ever mistook me for a bearded lady. But yeah, it's crazy. I feel like I've lived half a dozen different lives since college. I've lived half a dozen lives since 2020. But it's just this year that I've started wearing collared shirts most of the time. I used to always wear t-shirts, but I'm liking my new look. But that my default outfit is jeans and a button-up instead of jeans and a t-shirt. You know, and in some ways it's not a huge change, but like, you know, I was wearing collared shirts the whole time I was like driving out west and hiking around Idaho, and then most of the time I was in California too. But there was one day, I think it was a Sunday, and I like changed out of my church clothes, and I was wearing a t-shirt, and then I went for a walk. I might have hiked up a nearby hill. I might have just gone out for coffee. But I think it was a longer walk, and I like went for a hike, and I came back, and I was sunburned all around my neck, like just above the collar of my t-shirt. And yeah, I realized, because, you know, I'd been spending plenty of time in the sun, but I'd always worn a collared shirt. And so this like lower part of my neck was always shaded, but then when I had a t-shirt, it was full sun. And so you know, I also gained a new appreciation for the collar as functional and not just an aesthetic flourish, or, you know, a place to hold your tie that loops around your neck. Still, I almost never wear a tie. I don't like wearing a tie. But yeah, I cleaned up real nice for my sister's wedding. Wore a suit and tie and all that jazz. Got married, I would want a courthouse wedding, you know, just dress like this and get it over with in an hour. Right, and it's a rare woman who would tolerate that as her wedding, and so it's a good filter for filtering out the kind of woman who's not for me. Not that that's ever been like a live issue in any of my relationships. Like, yeah, I've always kind of taken for granted that I'm not gonna get married or have a family of my own. I didn't like doing a lot of family stuff growing up. It just felt like another chore that we had to fit in between school and sports. And it still feels like another chore. It's just I gotta fit it in around my work schedule. It's hard to say exactly why that is. But I mean, in some ways it's like, well, I don't have enough in common with, but I'm not sure that I do share experiences, because, you know, my experience is of being me and up in my head. It's like David Foster Wallace said about, like, great art can make me forget that my name is Dave and I live in a 1x1 box of bone. But, like, you know, I could have a passenger in the car, right, when we go through the beautiful countryside of Arizona and western New Mexico, like I did yesterday, and, you know, I could say to my passenger, enjoy the view for me, because I can't exactly gaze out the windows while I'm doing 90 miles an hour on the interstate. Man, I'm going fast. We're all going fast here. Not clear at a glance whether they were abandoned or still operational. You know what, that would be fun. That would be fun to do on stream. Just, get off the interstate and take the business loop through Tucumcari. It's also just fun to say Tucumcari. Would have liked to make it a little farther last night, but it started raining as I was coming through Albuquerque, and I actually saw some spectacular lightning. It was a real thunderstorm came across New Mexico last night. I don't know if this place gets a lot of thunderstorms on summer evenings. Yeah, it's nice how green things are. I was pleasantly surprised by how much greenery there was, like, up around Flagstaff. Like that part of Arizona, like Coconino National Forest. Like, it's very lively. Of course, I got caught in a very heavy downpour, back in 2021. Yeah, it was my first time driving back to St. Louis from California. And yeah, there was some of the heaviest rain I've ever seen in my life in Flagstaff. And there were no other cars around. I wasn't watching my speed. I was going way too fast, and I ended up hydroplaning. My car did a 180, and I slammed the left side of my car into the right-hand guardrail. And yeah, the airbag came out of the driver's side door, and I learned they're hot when they come out. It surprised me. But yeah, from the steering wheel, from the driver's side door, that side airbag probably saved me a broken shoulder, because I slammed into it pretty hard when the car hit the guardrail. After that accident, I would get nervous on the highway. You know, it was a trauma in the classic sense that, yeah, this bad thing happened to me, and I was just unable to stop a certain fear from welling up inside me whenever I was in a situation that was too much like when I first crashed my car. And at first it was like, whenever I drove on the highway, whenever I drove more than like 50 miles an hour, but eventually I got used to freeway driving again. And yeah, I was able to make several more trips after that. Although I no longer feel invincible behind the wheel of a car like I used to. Which is probably a good thing, because in fact, I'm not invincible. I'm invincible, like Bruce Willis in the movie Invincible. I'm invisible, like, okay, I'm not really invisible. I'm bad, like the movie Attack of the Clones. the greatest rapper to come out of Canada. Anyway, I guess I'm in a musical mood. Isn't it crazy that people used to have nothing to watch but TV and movies? How did they survive? I'm pushing 100 miles per. Let's ease off the gas. How about that? The roads are so flat and straight, it's hard not to treat it like a damn racetrack. Yeah. Good to stay in the right lane. trying. I'm getting up past 95 miles an hour every time I pass someone. Like, what's the alternative? Just hang out behind a truck in the slow lane? The indignity would be too much for me to bear. About an hour to Tucumcari. Worked the trauma out of my system from my car crash back in 21. So yeah, I can go quite fast without losing my nerve. Oh my goodness. I went over a bump in the road. And then it fixed itself. Wonderful. feel like this is the kind of situation where cruise control is my friend. I put on cruise control at 85 miles an hour and just cruise. And where did I put my second banana?
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world's at your He's as blind as he can be, just sees what he wants to see. Nowhere man, can you see me at all? Nowhere man, don't worry, take your time, don't hurry, leave it all till somebody else lends you a hand. Doesn't have a point of view, knows not where he's going to. Isn't he a bit like you and me? Nowhere man, please listen. You don't know what you're missing. Nowhere man, the world's at your command.
You know, all things considered, I'm glad I made this hour's drive or so from Moriarty to Santa Rosa in the morning when it's sunny and clear instead of last night when there were thunderstorms. So I think I stopped at about the right time. I would have really been pushing it trying to make it home today, even if I did make it as far as Santa Rosa. Right, that would cut the total drive time between me and home down to about 13 hours, which is where it's at now. Yeah, I'll probably stay in Joplin or thereabout. I'm wondering if I should stop here.
Real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land.
Just for fun. Let's see what's going on in Santa Rosa.
Making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
saw a sign for this place. I saw a sign for this place. It was like a restaurant, coffee shop, whatever. I pulled up close to it. It looked like it was totally abandoned. And so, yeah, possibly the city of Santa Rosa is in rough shape. Look at that, it's an abandoned gas station. I don't know if it's abandoned or if the price sign is just out. I don't know where the heck I'm going. Sure, I'll just pull in here and turn around. When I'm driving, I always like to start my day with lots of water so that I don't get too dehydrated. And then I also like to start my day with coffee, which means that I start my day needing to pee pretty frequently. Okay, I don't think this place is abandoned. I see someone getting gas. Let me use the restroom real quick. relief it is. I do love it when I can quote advertising copy with a new sincerity. Yeah, it's banana time, and it's fudge time. Yeah, I don't know where's a good spot for the fudge. That's not bad. We'll see if it falls over. My phone is still finicky. We don't need this and we don't need that. One thing I like about being on the road is just stopping at gas stations and eating whatever. I don't know. Find all kinds of fun things. But yeah, a lot of these towns along the interstate are just really run down looking, and like you can tell that they used to be way more lively, and that just this place, Mateo's Family Restaurant, we're gonna go check it out. Yeah, I saw this when I came off the interstate, and I was like, oh, family restaurant, coffee shop, fresh donuts, and menudo. And yeah, I was driving by, and it looked like it was just totally abandoned. Yeah. Right, no lights on inside. Oh yeah. Broken windows, empty hallways, pale dead moon, and a sky streaked with gray. Human kindness is overflowing, and I think it's going to rain today. But also that is part of the appeal for me of coming to places like this, is feeling like a place like this is lucky to have me stop by. certain way, I enjoy the melancholy feel of these types of places. Which I think we'll really see when we get to Tucumcari in an hour or so. Hopefully I don't have to pee again. Great song from John Prine.
The sandwich one day, and they gave me a newspaper. Whether it was the only newspaper they had there that was in English, and they had all the news from all around the world just crammed into 4 pages. Didn't even have any funnies in there. You know, every time you turn a page, something just jumped right out at you. I found an old friend in there, and I wrote her a song. Dear Abby. My friends, they all tell me that I've no friends at all. Won't you write me a letter? Won't you give me a call? Signed, Bewildered. Bewildered, you have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me, and the kids are all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of the bed. If it weren't so expensive, I'd wish you are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't.
I like how Dear Abby just gives everyone the same advice.
And listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, well, I never thought that me and my girlfriend would ever get caught. We were sitting in the backseat just shooting the breeze, with her hair up in curlers and her pants to her knees. Signed, just married. Just married. You have no complaint. You are what you are, and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up.
Are we reconnecting? Doesn't matter, because we're recording. I should have stopped there to pee. Next time, eh?